Hi everybody, today I wanted to do a tutorial for a nice bright yellow and green look using pigments, because we made mixing medium yesterday. So I've got a little pot of mixing medium ready, and I'm going to use golden lemon pigment, vanilla pigment from MAC, those two are from MAC, and then this one is green called Pixie, and it's from collection 2000. It's called a Dazzle Me dust. Maybe not dust, Dazzle Me pigment. So we're going to use the vanilla as a base, and we're going to start off by mixing in a bit of the mixing medium. So I'm just going to take, damp my brush with it, and then, so I've got a wet brush, and I'm just going to mix it into the lid where I've got some pigment. I put all of my pigments into sample jars. I tend to use them from there because it's so much nicer to fill a sample jar than a full jar. Devastating to do that. So we've mixed it in a bit. This is a really, really good pigment to work with colours like golden lemon, because it's a vanilla colour with a bit of a yellow, like vanilla is. So we're going to use this as a base. I've got a clean dry eye, and we're just going to brush this all over the eyelid. And I'm using a MAC brush. I think I'm using 242. This is a travel edition. 242. So we're going to have a nice sheer base. It's not going to give us too much colour. We're going to rely on the golden lemon and the green for that. So I'm just going to drop. So I only made the mixing medium yesterday. I did a tutorial for it, but so far I really, really like it. I've used it a bit with pigments, and it makes them into like Crayon watercolours and similar aqua colours, I think so. It does make them quite sparkly, so if you're not, it brings out the sparkle of pigments and makes it really obvious. So if you're not into that, then I haven't tried it with matte pigments yet, so it might be a different story with matte pigments. You can hear a little chirping noise. It's just my pet mouse, little boy called Sugar, and his cage is just there. So he's a really, really chatty little mouse, so don't be surprised if you hear him more and more often. Okay, screw that on. Right, for the golden lemon, I'm not going to use mixing medium. What I'm going to do, I'm using a Sephora brush number 8 for eyeshadow, that brush. I'm going to spray it with Fix Plus, just to get it a bit damp. I don't want to make it too wet, and I don't want to use mixing medium. I don't want to make it too thick, so I'm just going to get a bit of that on the brush, and then put this on the inner half of your eyelid. I don't know if this is actually the best brush to use. I'm going to use a different brush. Right, I'm actually going to use Sephora brush number 9, which is a similar looking brush, but it's a bit fatter. And it's just going to pick up more colour, which is what I want. So, when I use pigments, I'll dip my brush in, and then I like to tap it into the lid. Because you can get quite a lot of excess colour on there, excess pigment, and if you're not careful it will fall down your face. I'll get a lot fall out. So I must have something already on this brush. Oh, sorry about that. Phone rang, something from my parents. company promotion call? I don't know. So many of these random phone calls. So just like before, we're just rubbing the golden lemon onto your eyelid, just gently. And I'm going to pat it a bit as well as rub it to blend it. I'm going to pat it to make sure that it does actually cover everywhere, because if you rub it too much while it's wet, it can move quite a lot. So we've got a lovely shimmery golden colour there. Every time I'm picking up more colour, I'm spraying my brush, so it's steadily getting damper. And this is just making the pigment easier to work with. So, such a lovely colour. I don't know if it actually gonna... Oh, I've gone black. There it is. There we go. It's not going to show up. Right, I'm going to do the same for the other eye. Just trust us that I'm doing it. So I've got plenty of colour on it this time. I wonder what that is. Right, is that showing up any better or not? It looks green. I appreciate that it looks green, like a lime green colour, but it's definitely golden lemon. And then for the outer half of your eye, we're going to use this lovely green colour. It's a Dazzle Me colour, and these come in, oh my god, I'm insane, cat, I've gone insane. These come in jars that are, how big is this? I don't know how big it is, to be honest. They're smaller than MAC pigment jars, which I think is quite good, because there's not a chance that I'm ever going to get through MAC pigment on my own anytime soon. So, and they actually cost a fraction of the price, but that's because it's a drugstore. Right, but the colours are so vibrant. So the same as before, I've tapped some onto the lid, and I've picked up some mixing medium onto my brush. There. I've got plenty of colour on, and we're going to apply this on the outer half. Oh, I didn't use mixing medium for the golden lemon, did I? Just realised that. You must think I'm talking rubbish. But it's still giving a really nice effect. The outer half is going to be quite sort of like a shimmery, thicker layer than the inner half. Right, this makes it really interesting. It looks like you know, like gold leaf that you can get. It looks a bit like that. I'll just pop the same on. Just got a little bit more mixing medium on there. I'm gonna. I do apologise if this video cuts short. I have no idea how far I am along with the time, because I didn't set myself a time limit like I try to usually do. So I apologise if this comes in two halves. Might just have to. Right. So once we've got that on both eyes, I'll go into the light there. You can see it a bit better. So now once it's on both eyes, now we'll blend it. We'll blend it in a bit better, because it's not terribly blended, but we're going to save that for last. So getting everything covered in green, and to blend these two together, I'm going to take a MAC 217 brush, which looks like that. Oh, I look like a ghost. And we're going to use little circles, to blend the two colours together. Probably going to have to go on to 2 videos, so if you're watching up until this point and you've seen the whole first part, then I'm impressed. Okay, so we've blended those two together, and then to highlight, because I always think you need a highlight colour,